Hi guys, I'm Maria Pink Pony Design, and today we are going to quilt this rather famous pattern. I think it came out really cool, so I thought I'd share with you how I did it. I haven't quilted the bottom part fully because I'm gonna cover it with the bottom strip anyway, so I saved myself a little thread there. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I have an unquilted one here. I have brought out my quilting ruler. And I need a quilting ruler which has a 75-degree angle mark like this one does. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring out a suitable marking tool. This is a friction pen, and on this vinyl I know because I tried it, I can easily just wipe it off with the wet cloth. But just choose whatever marking tool you have at home that you think works with your chosen material. So line up your 45-degree angle with the bottom of your bag, and then we make our first mark from one corner of the bottom of the bag, and we draw that one like that. And normally I would make these marks with painter's tape, but since I'm all out, I'm going to be doing it with my ruler today. So I hope you can see, hopefully you can see that mark. It's not super bright. And then I'll make another mark along this 1 inch from the first mark. Like that. I hope you can see that. And then I continue this way, marking the entire piece with 45-degree lines 1 inch apart. Like so. Now we have little lines we can follow, and then we're gonna hop over to our sewing station and sew these lines. So there we are. I have chosen a long stitch length, about 4 on my machine. Choose one you think looks nice. I have a thread that matches my vinyl. Whoops, sorry about that. And I have my walking foot on and a fresh needle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle, since it's always good to start in the middle when you're quilting because you don't want to pull at the fabric. Even though I'm using a walking foot, the fabric will pull a bit. So I'm going to do one little back stitch there so I know it stays in place while I construct my bag. But then I'm just going to slowly sew along my line here, which might be difficult for you to see, I just realized, or it might be easier for you. But I'm just following the line. Slow and steady wins the race. All the way to the end. And I secure my thread like that. And we have our first line of stitching. I'm gonna check my settings so that my tension is good, and it seems to be, so I'm going to continue. Now I'm going to turn this over, so I start from the other side from what I did last time, and that is just so that my fabric doesn't pull in different directions, so the distortion will become kind of even. And then we continue this way. So we have done all of our lines in that direction, and then we're gonna draw the next set of lines. Well, there we are. Now we're gonna do another set of lines in the opposite direction, also at a 45-degree angle. So we are going to make them from the corner again, so we get the middle in the middle. I hope that made sense. So the 45-degree line of your ruler along the bottom, in the corner, and then we start drawing our lines. The reason I don't draw all my lines at once is because this pen is really easy to smudge. So as I saw over the other lines I made, I would easily smudge them so they wouldn't be clear and easy to see for me. So therefore I just draw one set of lines and then saw, and then I draw the next set of lines. So it's just an insurance for myself that I don't mess up my lines. There we go. So then I just continue making these lines 1 inch apart in the opposite directions to get really pretty little diamonds once it's quilted. So make sure your lines are perfectly even all the way around. So I'm using the 1 inch line on my ruler on my previous line to make sure it's perfectly straight all the way. And I see my pen is about to give up, which is not good because it's my last one, so I really don't want that to happen before we're done here. There we go. There we go. And we pop over to our sewing machine again. There we go. Let's continue. So once again, we start in the middle. Take a couple of back stitches just to be safe. And then we carefully follow the markings we made. Ta-da! We have something here. And again, this time we alternate the directions from which we make these lines, so we don't pull on the interfacing in only one direction. It's gonna be so pretty. Let me speed the rest of this up for you. There we go. We got our pretty squares, or diamonds. So now we're going to draw the straight lines. So we have our diamonds with 1 inch spacing. what we're going to draw now is our straight lines, and we do that by marking, let's see, find the middle, and that should be there, yeah, and then we mark 1/8 of an inch to the right of each little cross, like so. So 1/8 of an inch to the right, all the way up and down. So make sure you follow this little line here for every single cross. They might not be perfectly straight, but they should be straight enough. Like that. And then we do another line, 1/4 of an inch from the first. Again, 1/8 of an inch. Oops. 1/8 of an inch. And you can line up your previous line with the 1/4 of an inch line if you want. But you can also double check to make sure that you have 1/8 of an inch to the right of each of your little crossings or intersections. Like that. So there you see, we have our first little line. And now we're not going to make these lines in every intersection, but every other intersection. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw another set of lines here. So we leave one set of intersections alone. But then on the next one, we draw our line again. And since this is made by hand, it's not going to be 100% perfect. So let that thought go right away or you'll go insane. So just try to aim for good enough. It's going to look great when it's quilted, even if it's not 100% straight. There we go. And then we continue to do these lines all the way across every other intersection. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed that up for you. There we go. So we got our vertical lines and we're going to go quilt them. Once again, we start in the middle. We secure with a couple of stitches and then just follow our pre-drawn lines all the way down. Here I don't switch every other line. Here I just do the two next to each other first in the same direction and then I switch. Be careful and aim so that your lines are as straight and nice as possible. And this is going to be so pretty. Sorry, there we go. We turn this one around. we go. So we got our vertical lines all nice. And then we're just gonna do the horizontal ones and we're done with the quilting. We have finished our vertical lines. All that's left to do is the horizontal ones. They might not be perfect, these lines, but we're no machine, we're quilting freehand or with a walking foot, and it's gonna look awesome when it's done, even if it's not perfect. So I'm gonna turn this around, and we want the crosses to be over a big square. So you don't want to go ahead and do your lines over these clear squares. So we're gonna start with this one here, or we might as well start up here. So we match up again 1/8 of an inch from the little cross we have here, and then we draw. And we continue this way. So now you line it up with 1/4 of an inch mark, with your 1/4 of an inch mark. Like that, and we draw again. And we're going to get these really cool crosses in our design. There we go. It's gonna be so pretty. Again, we're only doing this at every other crossing across. So you get these empty little puffy squares. That will do so much for the final look of this quilting design. It's gonna look so expensive. And my pen is really running out now, so let's hope we can make it last. Note to self, order pens. Like lots of them, because this is frustrating. No, I ran out of thread here. Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay, I have to redo that line. So I'm gonna have to redo that line first before I do this. That's so annoying. Make sure you have enough bottom thread. It makes a difference. Let me just go turn on the light since the sun went away for us there. There we go. Well, maybe it got too dark to do this now because it was really hard to see this in the lamplight. Yeah, I think I have to continue tomorrow. So let's do that. New day, new sunlight. Let's do this. So we have our lines and we're gonna continue getting them down all the way. So, oh wow, that one from yesterday is all wonky. Oh, it was a good thing I didn't continue in dark because this line is not good. I'll fix that. But for now, I'm gonna continue with this last one. There we go. And there we go. And I barely have any color left in this pen either. So, oh, there we go. Sorry, my allergies are really acting up. The oak trees are flowering right now and everything is covered in that yellow pollen hereabouts. So I'm snuffling constantly. There we go, let's see. Well, I can see it, I don't know, I hope you can see it. You can probably also see this line is not straight, so I'm gonna just grab a little bit of water on a bit of paper here, and I'm just gonna erase the part that is wonky and draw a new line there before we continue. There we are. Let's try this again. New day, new lines. There we go, that looked much better. I'm not bothering drawing lines in the bottom here since that will be covered. And let's just reposition my camera and we will quilt the final lines, yay! So, here we go, let's do this. Since our interfacing is now stabilized in pretty much every direction, I won't really bother with starting from the middle or going every other direction since it's not going to move a lot anyway now. So let's just finish up these lines. Whoa! Okay. My foot got a little heavy. This is gonna be so pretty. I'm so excited for this. I'm already loving this bag so much. Now I'm just gonna speed this up for you. There we go. We've got our beautifully quilted back of our bag, or front of our bag. I usually choose the piece I think looks best for the front, and then the one that turned out a little wonkier than the other goes on the back. So I hope you enjoyed this quilting design. Have a good day, guys.